that I could turn werewolf at night. Yeah. You know that I really mean when I say on sight. Yeah. You know that I could turn water to drinking wine. Yeah. This money fall from the sky and it's on.
What's up, guys? Chris Production, and I'm back with another amazing video. Today I got world's strangest mental disorders. Ain't nothing funny about mental disorders. I ain't gonna try to make no type of joke or nothing. Ain't nothing funny about mental disorders. I'm not sure what to expect from this video. I mean, we gonna see. But without further ado, let's go and get started.
Hello everybody, Shrouded Hand here.
Oh my!
I've done quite a few videos about.
Do we have to like immediately get hit with the nightmare fuel?
Mental disorders, mostly relating to art. I've always been fascinated with what the human mind can do, and I think looking at these mental imbalances can teach us a lot about how our brain constructs reality. So I thought I would talk about some of the most unusual conditions out there. These are the world's strangest mental disorders.
Alright. Why does this have to be so creepy, bro?
The Jumping Frenchman of Maine.
The Jumping Frenchman of Maine.
There are a lot of disorders that are very situational, usually happening to people of a certain nationality or in a certain place at a certain time.
Okay.
One of the strangest cases of these situational disorders was described by the American neurologist George Miller Beard in 1878.
I don't know what was going on with like the styles back in the day, but when was this ever attractive? Like why? Because people used to do this. Like, why was this a thing? Like, bro, like it's just straight sideburn. Like, you don't want nothing right here, just straight sideburn. Like, I couldn't do that. You look weird, bro.
And became known as
that
the
does not fit your
Jumping
face,
Frenchman syndrome. Strangely enough, it only seemed to affect a very small community of French-Canadian lumberjacks in the Moosehead Lake area of Maine.
Bro, lumberjacks are real? I didn't know lumberjacks really existed. I thought that was like a stereotype of like a farmer.
The most obvious symptom was an exaggerated startle response. Those with Jumping Frenchman syndrome would overreact to any mild surprise. A sudden noise or a tap on the shoulder would be enough to cause them to jump up into the air and utter a loud shriek.
Like a cat?
Even stranger still, for a brief time after their shock, they seemed strangely suggestible, as if in a hypnotic state. They would automatically repeat back any words that were spoken nearby, and unthinkingly carry out any instructions that they were given. In one
so
case,
you could tap somebody on the back and turn them into a zombie? That's weird.
A man was startled and then told to hit his own wife, which he did without a second thought.
What?
Once local...
Bro, I wonder what happened after that. Like your wife, like, cause you have to tell her why you did that. You can't just hit her and then like y'all just continue with y'all date. Like, why did you just suck me in my face? like why did I just get hit? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta talk about this.
Got wind of this strange disorder. They would deliberately surprise the Frenchman to see their reaction.
You know, say, oh, somebody surprised me, and you know, they told me to hit you, so I had to do it.
This had the effect of worsening the symptoms. The more they were startled, the stronger the reaction became. Quite what caused this disorder, whether it was culturally specific, environmental, or neurological, is unknown. The physician Gilles de la Tourette wrote about the disorder in 1884, and these studies led to his discovery of Tourette syndrome a year later. This suggests that the two conditions are very similar. Jumping
Tourette's?
Frenchman syndrome is extremely rare, but it does crop up in other parts of the world under different names. For example, in Malaysia and Indonesia, they have a condition called Latar, characterized by extreme startle response, followed by uncontrollable laughing, screaming, or dancing, and the mimicking of the actions of people around them.
Yeah, I guess that's Tourette's. That's crazy.
Kogo.
Yo, imagine having that though.
Imagine waking up and finding out that your loved ones have been replaced with imposters. They look exactly like the person.
I
They
be thinking
walk
about that
like them,
sometimes.
talk like them, act like them, but know that this person is a stranger. This is what life is like for people with Capgras syndrome. The condition is caused by damage to the right hemisphere of the brain, in the section of our mind that deals with recognition. Most often it occurs in people with Alzheimer's, but it can also be caused by traumatic injury or brain tumours.
That's terrible.
People with Capgras...
That's real though. That's real, bro. And like, I be thinking about that stuff, but like, I be thinking about like aliens, like done swapped bodies with my mom. That's what I be thinking sometimes. Cause like sometimes my mom would be talking to me, and like she be talking to me from like a different room or something like that, and I'd be like, "That's not something my mom usually say," or like, "That's not how my mom usually acts." And I'd be looking at her, I'm like, "Who is it?" And then she'll start yelling at me. I'm like, "Oh, never mind. It's my mom. No, I'm playing. I'm playing. I'm playing. I'm playing."
Syndrome are convinced that those around them have been replaced with an exact body double. When asked how they know, they can't identify a particular attribute that reveals the deception, but they just have a very strong feeling deep down that this is not the person that they knew before. Most often the imposters are those closest to them, family members, spouses. The heartbreaking thing is that they can't be talked out of the delusion.
Yeah.
The people they loved the most are gone, replaced with strangers that they have no feelings towards. In some
Hope
rare
I will never.
cases, they
I mean, like, but isn't that inevitable with like old age, like Alzheimer's? Like, I mean, nah. There's some old people that can still remember their folks. You know what I'm saying, right? That doesn't happen with everybody. I don't think. I don't know what happened to me, bro. I really hope. That's the one thing. If I do get to 60 and 70, 80, all that, I hope I don't have to deal with no type of Alzheimer's and nothing that affects my memory, but I want to remember my life, bro.
can even believe that pets or even
life is
entire
amazing.
buildings have been replaced with forgeries. In this documentary, a man named David developed Capgras syndrome after being in a car accident. As well as believing that his family were complete strangers, he often woke up believing he was in the wrong apartment. It looked
Terrible.
exactly like his own home, but he just knew everything in there was a forgery. The only way to shake him of that belief was for someone to lead him down to the entrance of the building and then back up to his apartment, at which point he would recognise it as being his own home, at least for a few hours,
getting
until the
notifications and
delusion
stuff.
took hold of him again.
That's why I had Instagram
In
deleted.
one strange case, a woman even believed that her own reflection was an imposter. A 77-year-old woman, we'll call her
Turn
Sarah,
notifications
developed
off.
Alzheimer's disease, which atrophied the right hemisphere of her brain. One day her son found her, sat in front of the mirror doing sign language. She had been deaf all her life, so the sign language wasn't that unusual, but there was nobody else present for her to be talking to. When the son asked her what she was doing, she said she was talking to the other Sarah in the mirror.
What?
She said that the other Sarah had went to the same school as her, although they didn't know each other back then. And
You mean your
other Sarah
reflection?
also had a son with the same name as Sarah's son. In most ways, Sarah and other Sarah were almost identical, although
Because
the
it's
other
the
Sarah
reflection
talked a
of you.
bit too much and didn't know sign language as well as Sarah did.
What? Did I miss
Strangely
something?
enough, she recognised anything else in the mirror as just being a normal reflection. It was only her own image that she mistook for being another person.
So she can't recognize just
I
people.
did briefly cover Capgras syndrome in my video about changelings, so if you want to hear about some of the deadly consequences of this delusion, then check out that video as well.
We're gonna watch one more and then we done.
The other side of Capgras syndrome is Fragoli syndrome. Instead of believing that people around you have been replaced with doubles, Fragoli sufferers believe that multiple people are in fact the same one person in disguise.
What?
The name comes
Like
from
some Rick and Morty
Leopoldo
stuff?
Fragoli, an Italian stage actor famous for his quick change costume routines. Similar to Capgras delusion, the condition is sometimes caused by an atrophy or damage to the area of the brain associated with facial recognition and memory association. But it's
Yo, it's
most
crazy
often
that there's
seen in
so
people
many
with
like different
paranoid
parts of our brain that play like a different part, bro. Like the brain is really the most delicate, next to the heart and your lungs and everything like that. But your brain, without your brain, is OV. Like without your brain, it's over with, bro. Like your brain is your most delicate part of your brain because it has so much intricate parts. Like the brain is like really one of the most fascinating, like concepts of human anatomy. I sound like a nerd, but shut up.
schizophrenia.
I can use big words if I want to.
In one strange case from 2010, a man was admitted to a psychiatric clinic showing signs of schizophrenia. For the past few months, he had been pursuing an online relationship with a woman he'd met on Facebook, or so he thought. The delusions began when he started using a face cream, and he developed the strange notion that the cream was somehow transforming his features, making him have the perfect face to attract women. He then contacted a woman on Facebook and expressed his wish to enter into an intimate relationship with her, but she declined and then broke contact with him. After that,
Crazy.
he started to contact other women, but in his mind, it was always that same first woman he'd spoken to. It was his belief that she was using the same facial cream as him and using it to transform her face to look like different women.
What?
In his mind, this showed that the woman wished to enter into a relationship with him, using the disguise to hide her true feelings.
That's yo, imagine how many people really think like that though. Like, cause like when it comes to that love stuff, bruh, some people, man, they get so crazy, bruh. They get so addicted, and like a lot of, there's so many people that will literally hear out of your mouth, "I don't want to be with you," but like their mind is so twisted and so deep into this obsession, all they hear is keep trying. All they hear is keep going. All they hear is don't stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. And it's not even it won't even be the disorder. They're just crazy. But that was the last one though. If you guys like this video and think it was a pretty cool video, then leave a like, comment, and subscribe, turn on post notifications, and share this video with all of your friends. And until next time, guys, peace out.